butt against the body.
Like that up, Slim. Why you acting like
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
All right, it's Wednesday night, ladies and gentlemen. You know what the fuck that means. The Keyboard Warriors are back. Welcome to Keyboard Warriors Live. Wow. Welcome to Keyboard Warriors Live, represented by Ep.266.com. My name's Eddie Law. That's Fred Kirby. Shooting the shit. Plenty of stuff to talk about this weekend, of course. Just, we got an event this weekend. We got UFC Vegas 39. That's Dern Rodriguez. We just had why am I blanking out, dude? What happened this last week in the main event?
You're probably blanking because it fucking sucked.
It did. I know it did, but
Johnny Walker and Thiago Santos.
Oh yeah. Luckily, the guy that I wanted to win won, but still, that was terrible. And then not terrible, but it wasn't fun to watch. Of course, all the other stuff going on between Aspen Ladd got mad at me and all this other stuff. But first, we're leading off with a very sad story, unfortunately. Justin Thornton, if you guys missed it, bare knuckle fighting, he had a really scary knockout. Had to actually get taken out in a stretcher in an ambulance and all that. And unfortunately, just a couple of days ago, he passed away from his injuries. I don't want to get too more right there, but you can see right there, that's a kind of scary ass knockout. He got hit and he just dropped. And now, unfortunately, he's gone. And, family, thoughts and prayers and all to his family. But it begs the question, is bare knuckle fighting, like, I don't know even what I'm asking, really. Like, it's a weird thing because everyone goes, everyone was selling it at first like it's safer than MMA, right? Because you don't got no gloves, you're not going to be thrown super hard, but no one's died in MMA. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think about that? Because I don't even know what to think about bare knuckle anymore.
Well, okay, so here's the deal, man. I think it would be easy to be like, see, bare knuckle, no gloves.
A lot of people doing it. Hey, Dana White jumped on that too. Dana White jumped right on that. He was like, "What'd you think?"
I love DW as much as the next guy, but so for me, I don't think that the reason this gentleman died was because this was a bare knuckle fight. I mean, he got knocked out like 19 seconds into the fight. It was one punch that slept him, and he fell face first. Now, here's a couple interesting points. I'm wrong as always. So before I get to fucking spewing off a bunch of horse shit that's not true, can you do me a favor? Can we find this gentleman's record or his Wikipedia page or something? Because I know he was a little long in the tooth. If I'm not mistaken, I think he was 37 or 38 years old. Yeah. So he's 38. I'm 37 and I am fucked. So he was a year older than me. And he's no fucking spring chicken. His record was fucking awful. So here we go. So the poor prick is fucking born in 82. He's fucking 38 years old. He's 6-18. He's coming off of 5 losses, all finishes. And the dude that he fucking fought, again, if I'm not mistaken, was 11-1. And I'm presumably in his 20s. A goddamn young savage. So I would not really blame this. I would blame this on bare knuckle, but not because of their style of fighting. The fact that these fucking guys are fighting with no gloves on. I think it's because they've got piss poor people fucking matchmaking. Yeah, I realize you've got to have squash matches. So, and then, let me say this too. This could have just been really bad luck. Because I'm sure if we go back and look through Bellator's record or PFL's record or One's record, you can find a lot of matches where guys just like this. I mean, what the fuck? Those 5 losses he got, those weren't in bare knuckle fights. Those were in MMA fucking fights, which means they were in MMA organizations that were letting him fight at fucking 6-12, 6-13, 6-15, and he's getting snuffed out every fucking time. So to be fair, before I go heaping fucking blame on anybody, it could have just been a really bad worst case scenario.
Right.
What I would propose is 2 things. A, he shouldn't have been fucking fighting that guy.
Right.
So maybe that's not bare knuckle, although they are the matchmakers. Where the fuck is the commission at? They fucking, I don't know where this fight took place at, but we just seen fucking Evander Holyfield fight. He's 162 years old. He don't know where the fuck he's at. He looked like a fucking old man in that goddamn ring. Now we got fucking somebody sanctioning this poor prick to fight. And it looks like either A, again, it was just a very, very terrible accident, or he probably had I don't think that punch killed him.
No.
That's a very long-winded way of fucking saying I don't think that punch killed him. I don't know whether he had pre-existing shit or that was just that one time that we're always worried about where, you know, somebody just falls the wrong way and breaks their fucking neck, which is a case that could happen at any point in any cage.
Right. So he was, like you said, he was 6-18, right? But if you look at his record, he's been knocked out in MMA 11 times, right? 11 times. KO'd. Okay. This fight lasted 19 seconds. That was bare knuckle fighting 20 in Mississippi. So it's the Mississippi Athletic Commission, which I'm not surprised they actually sanctioned that fucking fight.
Well, we're looking at you, cocksuckers, because I mean, so the blame's got to go somewhere, motherfucker.
yeah.
So you guys are at the top of the cocksucking list. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So according to Thornton's Facebook page, he was actually hospitalized right after a knockout. Again, 19 seconds. That's all it lasted, and he was dropped right in his face. They took him out. Apparently, he was fighting off an infection from a spinal cord injury. He was partially paralyzed, and he succumbed to his injuries, and you know, unfortunately, passed away at 38 years old. But yeah, dude, like the matchmaking, like we've seen Bellator do some weird stuff before. For example, a lot of their prelim guys are 0-0, 0-2s, 0-3s, 1-5s. Right. Sometimes fighting guys that are 11-1. You know what I mean? 10-0s.
That's why I wanted to try to be fair about it. It's not. We have seen this in MMA too, and maybe it's just been dumb luck that one of those matches didn't end up in a disaster like this. Maybe this should just be a lesson moving forward. Again, you've got to have squash matches. You got to have, journeyman type characters that your young guys can sort of cut their teeth against. I realize you're not going to be able to not do that, but maybe a guy who's, on a 5-fight losing streak, again, maybe you don't put him in there with somebody who's 11-1, who's, again, I don't know how big that guy is or what his fucking stats are, but I'm assuming he's a big fucking dude. He fucking laid him out with one punch. So for me, the blame goes on the matchmakers and the fucking athletic commission. One of y'all didn't do y'all's, or both of y'all didn't do your fucking jobs right, and it fucking ended up in this fucking poor prick getting killed.
And now we're looking at, the commission's got to be investigated. Whoever made the matchmaker's got to be investigated. But it's how bare knuckle, BKFC, whatever, fighting championship for fighting whatever. It's how they handle this is honestly going to be part of their survival, like whether or not they stick around much longer, because that's a hard one to come back from. Like boxing's had deaths in the ring before, right? MMA hasn't yet. Who knows if that'll ever happen? But bare knuckles, they got a lot to answer for, and they're gonna have to tread lightly to make sure they can survive. Honestly,
it's bound to happen at some point
absolutely.
in MMA. Like it's just the bad luck of it. It's bound to happen. So again, maybe it's nothing in particular that anybody did wrong. The bad thing that bare knuckle has going for it is that it's bare knuckle. So again, whereas I think it's ridiculous to assume that it's because they weren't wearing gloves, that's why that guy got killed. It'd be one thing if somebody was just getting the snot beat out of them. If what were the motherfuckers' names that beat the fuck out of each other, Jason Knight and if one of those cocksuckers passed away, it might be like, all right, well, you see, they beat the fuck out of each other. They left out there all cut up and tore up. But this fucking guy got hit one fucking time, got slept. So that's not really, all things being equal, that's not on the rule set. That's the matchmakers and the fucking athletic commission. So
100%. So, again, it's the saddest shit. And we always hit the season when pass away, especially, in combat sports and everything. But something's got to change. And I think this unfortunately, and I guess at the same time, fortunately, this is going to be the one thing that changes, I think, a lot of things as far as, like you were saying, matchmaking and the way the commission licenses people. All right. Moving on. Let's get some comments in. What's up, Otis? What's going on, dude? Who's your winner of the weekend? Who's your winner of the weekend is Taster's choice.
Yeah. I don't know if that's his way of saying that the
What?
fucking car was fucked, but.
Yeah. Let's see. Who impressed you the most this weekend? I have to say Casey O'Neal's ground and pound is terrifying. That beatdown she gave Lil Shevchenko was impressive.
It's true. That was one of the more impressive things on a relatively lackluster card.
but it was Lil Shevchenko.
Yep, or
So-
Diet Chef.
Diet Chef. So if you think I'm gonna be surprised about that shit, not even a little bit. But you're right, it was impressive. Bare knuckle is barbaric. You know, a lot of people say that actually. Who was the guy? Hey, what's up, Dave? Man, was good. Chilling. Was the guy who died in name in combat sports? Not a big one, but
Yeah, definitely not a big one. No name that I don't. I mean, listen, you know what I mean? Like, but no name that most people would recognize.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I wonder how hard these BKFC guys train and are truly prepared for such punishment. I don't think anyone's really. I don't think you're prepared for punishment. You just try to avoid it. But it was a 19-second fight, so I bet a ton of these BKFC guys should step in for a payday, whatever the pay is. 100%.
Right. Don't get this twisted, guys.
Mm-hmm.
This was not some. I mean, look, you may very well think that bare knuckle was barbaric, and it very well may be. But like this particular instance, he did not die because he was just getting beaten with a bare fist. It was one punch, and he basically got knocked out and fell the wrong way. Again, look, could you make the argument that if this exact same series of events happened in an MMA cage with 4-ounce gloves and MMA rules on, that it ends the same way? I think absolutely. I don't think the punch killed him or fucked up his thing. When he fell face first, I'm pretty sure that's what did it. So if they have 4-ounce gloves on and this was under MMA rules, he still gets tagged with the right hand. He still gets dropped the same exact way, and this same exact thing happens, except it was in a Bellator cage or a PFL cage.
Yeah, no, and all those promotions, Bellator, PFL, even the UFC doesn't do this kind of thing, but all those promotions, the smaller ones, are definitely gonna look at this now and be like, okay, we need to make sure that don't happen to us. Right.
Expand Bellator. I'm looking at you. I fuck with you, Bellator, but boy, some of y'all's undercards be fucking terrible. Y'all pick out just anybody to be on them cards. You better be careful with that shit. Some of these motherfuckers don't need to be in that cage.
Telling you. MMA is more structured and monitored. Even if you don't like some of the rules, at least they have some form of protective measures. Right. And that's a different point. Obviously, because the one we're making or you're making is that it wasn't the actual fighting or the bare knuckle part of it. It was the matchmaking and a lot of little things came together for this thing to happen.
And the athletic commission, maybe it's different rules or something.
They need to
maybe MMA has a little bit more. You have to have this and have this to actually get in there. Maybe bare knuckle, they're like, he's got a heartbeat in the brain. Let's go.
Yeah, every single commission is gonna be looking at that shit now. 6-18 is the champion Bellator. Oh boy. There's a ton of MMA dudes and promotions that shouldn't be. There will be a death in MMA. It's truly shocking that it hasn't happened yet. 100%.
I agree. I do agree with that. I mean, I fucking hope not, for fuck's sakes, but I just it does seem inevitable. It's just because it is sort of at a certain point a luck thing. Like at a certain point, it's just somebody's going to fall wrong when they get starched and be a little older or have a pre-existing condition. Now, I will say we're always quick to give the UFC shit when they deserve it. I think the fucking bullet should go both ways. The UFC.
You gotta give them credit.
They do a pretty good job of this, bro. They are on it. How many fucking fight? Look, you think Dan Hardy wants to fucking be a commentator? Homeboy never wanted to quit fighting. Never. He literally got a checkup. They told him he had a fucking wolf murmur or a wolf heart or some insane shit like that. I still barely know what the fuck's going on. It's so fucking insane. And he hasn't fought since. And he's not the only one that random shit like that has happened to drive home Dana's fucking point on the press conference when he was talking. The UFC's found, saved a few fighters' lives with their pre-fight screening and shit. I think that's what these other organizations just don't got the money or just don't give a fuck to do. And this is the risk you run with that shit.
100%. Whoa, Dom was good, man. All on that, and the matchmaker Nate shook. Well, Nate's got a lot to answer now. It says, who I thought was done after the MMA fight over him after Ngannou knocked him out? Shit, me too. Just the fact that we got guys like Ngannou and girls like Amanda Nunes in there cracking and Cyborg cracking motherfuckers the way they do. Like, I'm surprised no one's done. You're on it, dude.
Bro, I'll tell you, that would be an interesting, fun conversation to have. Though some of the worst knockouts we've seen where you thought, bro, when Gabriel Gonzaga thundered Crow Cop, I thought Crow Cop died, dog. He looked like he got shot with a sniper. His whole ankle went the other way. Maybe it was just part shock, too, because Crow Cop just got Crow Cop. That was one of, not really my favorite moments in MMA, because I wanted to see Crow Cop versus Couture, which is what we would have got if fucking Crow Cop would have did his thing. But that was just one of those moments that I will be on my motherfucking deathbed with Alzheimer's And I will
remember that
the time that Gonzaga fucking thunderstruck Crocop. That shit is never going to leave my goddamn mind, boy.
100%, man. That shit was wild. I honestly, some of the knockouts that Crocop actually pulled off in Pride, I was just watching, like waiting for the motherfucker to get up. In my hazy up. All right, cool. Like, goddamn, I don't want to tune in to watch someone die. Just go home from jiu-jitsu. Long time no chat. What's up, Daniel? Congratulations to your Bucks. Tom Brady goes into Foxborough and hangs an L on his old team. Good for you. All right, let's see. A couple final announcements, and we'll talk about this last weekend very quickly because the card was not that much fun. Dustin Poirier, Charles Oliveira, UFC 269, December 11th.
We're gonna get
dope fight.
That card in general,
the whole card,
yeah,
sick. Finally, Francis Ngannou, Cyril Gane, UFC 270, unifying the belts.
Love it.
It's funny because someone put up, I forgot who it was. Someone put up was it Phil the MMA dude? Somebody put up a freaking poll, right, of how this fight's gonna go, and it was only one camp or the other. It's Ngannou by knockout or Cyril Gane by decision. So,
ooh, interesting.
No one's picking Gane by knockout, which tells me that he might win by knockout.
Yeah, exactly. I love it when people think they know shit, because I think, to say Gane couldn't get a knockout would be goofy. This is
Dan Hooker. I don't care what anyone thinks about this fight, whether they think Dan Hooker can win or not. Dan Hooker has the biggest balls on the planet. This guy took this fight on short notice, a month notice, was it a month, something like that? On short notice, October 30th, yeah, about a month. On short notice, because he was like, look, man, I was there, and he was telling people, like, I was already quarantining, I can't go home for a fucking month, I might as well fight. You know what I mean? And he took the fight. Look, I don't give a fuck what everyone's going, well, much was gonna kill him. I don't give a shit. I am rooting for Dan Hooker like a motherfucker for being such a bad motherfucker, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna say, most fights leave me pretty indifferent. Because at the end of the day, like I said, I have my one love, BJ, and he's crushed my heart. He still breaks my heart to this fucking very day. So I don't let myself get emotionally involved with fighters or fights no more. Just sort of play it out. It is what it is. But every once in a while, a fighter who I really enjoy, personality-wise, morally speaking, I just like them, fights a fighter I just don't really enjoy. Now, before anybody gets cute about it, it's not because Islam's a fucking Muslim or because he's fucking Habib's cousin or whatever the fuck's going on with that. I don't like Islam Makhachev because I don't like the way he fights. And please, spare me your fucking, you don't understand wrestling, bro. You're not real hardcore. Suck my dick. I've been watching this sport for 20 fucking years. I don't like that shit. I barely liked it with fucking Habib. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck how exciting he is. I don't give a shit. You know what I like? Vanderlei Silva. Yeah, he might not be the greatest fighter in the world, but I like a cocksucker nicknamed the Axe Murderer. Because when he came out, he looked like he just got a shot of fucking goddamn methamphetamine and steroids stuck in his ass when he was out back. That's who I like. Now, that being said, Islam Makhachev will probably win because he's that type of cocksucker. I understand that his grappling, his wrestling, blah, 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 blah. I fucking get it. But I love Dan Hooker. I love the chance to really champion a root fight fighter, which again means that Dan Hooker will probably get smashed just to shut me and my fucking big mouth up. But I love the idea that I can go into this fight and I'm not indifferent. I want a guy to win. I really like, if Dan wins, I'll be excited. Usually the only way I'm excited is if it's an extravagant knockout. Like Cyril Gane, Francis Ngannou. I would say I'm leaning towards Francis, but if Cyril Gane comes out and fucks him up and lands a big punch, I'll shoot my funny fat white ass right up out of the chair, just like it was Ngannou. I don't really care who wins that fight. I like them both equally. Again, I'm more accustomed to Ngannou, so I know him a little more. I roll with him. But if Cyril Gane wins, he's undefeated, he's cute, he's new, he's fresh. I'm not going to be fucking mad about that. I don't want to see Islam win this goddamn fight. I want to see Hooker win it. He deserves it. Tough guy, funny guy. Sounds like as the old political fucking American system type of guy you'd love to have a beer with. Yeah. Like, I love this fucking fight.
No, it's great. And honestly, like, I'm with you. I'm rooting for Dan Hooker. I hope Dan fucks. I hope Dan not only wins, but like thunder strikes his motherfucker.
Oh God,
and just shoots himself right into a title shot. Like, that would be fucking amazing.
Please, if there are any MMA gods listening, let him fucking Jorge Masvidal him. Just let him run across the cage. He's got the frame. Islam will probably lean. Like, please. And you know what? I know I'm ranting. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
That's why I'm fucking so pissed off that Habib fucked off. And I will never give Habib the GOAT status. I don't give a fuck because I still think that his style of fighting, he just hadn't met the right cocksucker.
Right.
Because his grappling is all-time great. There's no debating that. But I still say eventually he would have fought some son of a bitch that found some sort of way to at least neutralize his grappling a little bit and would have thunderstruck him up. I still feel like Habib's striking was never good enough to really, for him to go on one of those long runs, move up the welterweight, do some really historic fucking shit. I just don't think it would have lent itself to that.
He was not GSP, and everyone was trying to make him GSP. He's not GSP. Honestly, I think if he'd have fucked around and found we got prime Habib and prime GSP, I think GSP finds a way to fuck him up. GSP just found a way to beat everybody.
Well, GSP's a better striker than Habib. To be fair, I think if their wrestling would have neutralized each other, which it might have, I still don't think Habib would have necessarily, George. I mean, I guess we would have seen, but again, I don't know how the fuck we're talking about Habib here, but like also, do we think Habib would have done anything at 170? Like, what would Habib have done with Colby or Usman? Now, that's a fun conversation to be had, and I know there are some people out there, well, he would have done whatever. I personally think Usman would have beat the dog piss out of Habib because I don't think that Habib could have outboxed him if he would have tried, and I just do not. He might have done okay in a wrestling match, but listen, there is a reason that we have weight classes.
Right.
Habib is great, but Usman is a massive, strong fucking man who knows a thing or two about wrestling himself. Like that little one-trick pony you got, bro. Eventually, you would have hit a spot where that shit would have fucking ceased to fucking work for you. But anyways, I digress. I look at us. We talking about Islam Makhachev. It didn't take me 2 seconds to start giving Habib shit. Hey, Habib, that's why you a sucker, Jack.
Jesus Christ. All right, God, what else is there? Hold up. Video shows Gane was owning Ngannou in the gym. Yeah, back in the fucking day when they trained together. And Ngannou's a different beast now. No, I'm not saying he's better striker or technically better than Gane, but we'll see what happens.
Training's training too. You garner a little bit from that, but I wouldn't take too much from the old training sessions. You never know.
I guess you guys missed that Hooker vs. Chandler fight. We didn't miss it, but you know what I'm saying. Yeah, we watched to hear Fred rant. There you go. Well, here we go. Dana White's Contender Series is better than Bellator. I wonder what the ratings are on DWCS. I wonder if they even pay attention. It's kind of like a.
I would argue that the ratings are probably better than what Bellator does. I don't know exactly what the numbers are, but probably, man.
All right, real quick question, then we'll just talk very quick about last weekend. Do you think Sean O'Malley?
Yeah, it has to be.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Yeah, no, but I'm so tired that fucking.
Was that his name?
Yeah, Sean O'Malley. Sugar Sean was avoiding Frankie Edgar. He was offered the fight and turned it down. I don't think if you're Sean O'Malley, I don't think you want to lose a fight to Frankie Edgar, who's not even ranked, hasn't done anything relevant in who knows how long. So I think you don't take the fight if you think there's a chance you might lose, because you could, because that would set back O'Malley a lot. Not to mention, O'Malley's kind of a cunt. He's the one that came out and said, fuck that, I get paid the same whether they suck or they're ranked or they're not. So I'm just gonna keep taking these, little MVP cam fights until they put me in front of somebody.
Fair enough, but you can make the argument that, all right, motherfucking Frankie Edgar's your somebody, bro. Yeah, all right, he might be a little long in the tooth and stuff, but bro, who's your biggest win, Sean? I mean, a lot of these young cats really do be getting shit twisted when they have some impressive wins.
Yeah.
Again, I like Sean O'Malley as much as the next guy, but bro, let's keep in perspective a few things here. You've looked really impressive. Your biggest win, who was it? The one prick from fucking the WEC days? Who was homeboy? Ain't he the one that beat what's his name that didn't nobody even know was fighting anymore?
Let me see. Oh yeah. Fuck. Oh damn it. His name's
not Mark
Eddie Wineland.
Eddie Wineland. Yeah. Right. Yeah, bro.
Oh,
you look good and that was cute, but your biggest win is
Eddie Wineland.
Eddie Wineland, who was probably on a WEC Sega game, bro. Like, you talk you're fun, you're charismatic, you got some special win or some special performances. But at the end of the day, bro, like you talk like if
Yeah.
you're turning down a Frankie Edgar fight because you don't think it's big enough or you think he's too old or something, you need to wake the fuck up. You're not bigger than a Frankie. You better take that fight, beat the shit out of Frankie Edgar, and then skyrockets in flight. Because here's the thing. I think I'm pretty sure, all things being equal, when he said that, like, I'll just fight cans because they're getting paid the same price. I don't think he meant it.
No.
So, like, I'm not. So let me just say that I don't want to sound like a cunt. He's like, oh, you fucking me. It was just contact. So he probably didn't mean it. If he did, let me just explain something very quickly for you, Sean. You're right. You could keep fighting shitbirds. You can keep getting your fucking performance of the night, and you'll keep getting the paycheck that you're getting. But if you ever want to get that guaranteed money to be more, you got to beat good guys and then get that belt and then sell paper. You see Conor McGregor, like, wake up. You ain't that, Sugar Sean.
Right.
You want to be that guy? You want to sell 1 million pay-per-views? Look, as much shit as people want to talk about Conor, he fucking was the first one to beat Jose.
Yep.
And beating Jose Aldo might not mean a lot now, but for all you youngins, there was a time where Jose hadn't lost in 10 years and he was the motherfucking boogeyman. And Conor sparked him out like fucking 9 seconds, Jack.
Yep.
And then he went on to beat the shit out of fucking Eddie Alvarez, who was the underground king, so on. Like, it don't get no realer than that. Those 2 wins in themselves are fucking stratospheres above anything that Sugar Sean has done in the sport up to now. So it's like, bro, if you ever want to get that money, like, yeah, keep on making that money and keep beating fucking Tomato Can McGee. But if you ever want to get real money, you need to beat a Frankie Edgar.
Mm-hmm.
And then you need to beat a motherfucking, whoever the fuck. You need to beat another ranked guy at 45 and then get that belt and then defend that belt. And then you'll be making Big Bank Hank.
And it makes you wonder what he really wants to do in this game. So
I think he was joking again.
I think he was joking too, but I mean, turning on that fight when there's really nobody else that really gives a shit about fighting you at this point, like,
right?
You just you had to go to, you had the decision. A dude that took his fight on like a day's notice. You decision that man, and he's honestly the story about after that fight was more about him than you. So there's a lot of catching up to do for Sean O'Malley. He could talk about how I don't count that loss to Bear or whatever. I'm undefeated. You say that shit all you want to, bro. We can see you. We see you. You
took the words out of my life. I'm about to say, bro, you lost to Cheeto. I don't give a fuck what you say. Like,
that's a massive L.
Maybe you definitely didn't win. Like, maybe you got injured or whatever, bro. But like, you weren't like, it ain't even like you were dominating that fight before that happened, bro. Like, that's an L.
100%, man. Shit. All right, couple more things, and then we'll move on. Did you talk about Eddie upsetting Aspen? I got distracted for a bit. We'll talk about it in a second.
Yep.
I don't think O'Malley's kidding about fighting Kansas. He said that multiple times before. I think he just pissed people off. Honestly, I don't hate nobody. Okay, I can't say I don't hate nobody. There's only one person on this planet that I hate. But other than that, I don't like anybody. And I don't like a lot of people. But I dislike Sean O'Malley for one thing. I really think he jinxed my Phoenix Suns in the cage after he did a stupid little, after he decisioned Chris Moutinho or whatever his name was, the last second guy. And he did this shit, the fucking celebration at the end. And my Phoenix Suns winning the finals. I'm like, you piece of shit. I remember I said that shit out loud. I was like, you piece of shit. If we lose now, motherfucker, it's you. And guess what happened? We fucking lost. So fuck you, Sean O'Malley. I don't give a shit. Oh my God. Have I ever seen there is that one person. Dave knows. He did curse the Suns, man. Fuck. But look, there's one guy that a lot of people, they talk shit about somebody. They say not talk shit, but they say something like, "Oh, I don't like this motherfucker." They see him on the street asking for a picture. If I see Sean O'Malley on the street, I'm ignoring the motherfucker. I don't give a shit. That's 100% true. Anyway. All right. Let's talk about this last weekend very quickly. Aspen Ladd, Jesus Christ. Fuck me. What can I pull up? There it is. All right. This last weekend very, 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 very quickly. Perez over Eduardo, Edgar over Young, Andrade versus Perella, all knockouts, or all finishes, including Malarkey taking out
the beginning of the card looked like it was pretty fucking decent, actually. What the fuck? Ironically enough.
I had to watch it on my phone because I was doing family stuff, and I was like, "Ooh, shit, ooh!" Like I was like watching right here, like a couple family members had to come over and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'm like, "Check this shit out!" Right? And then we hit decision by Betch Correa loses by decision in her. First of all, she didn't bother making weight, but she gets loses by decision in her retirement fight. Congratulations on a great career, I guess, and all that. But she's done. Casey O'Neill was probably like one of the more impressive fights on the prelims. Although again, all the finishes were dope. Jared Gordon beats over Selecki. On the main card though, Alexander Hernandez cracking Mike Breeden.
That was a good finish. I mean, for as long as it lasted, it was a good finish. I do think that wasn't who he was supposed to fight, though, was it?
No, I don't think so. I think Mike stepped in on short notice, but
he did.
But Hernandez, Hernandez looked fucking great. I mean, when he came into the UFC, he was Colby Jr. He was talking all kinds of shit and all sorts of stuff, and then Cowboy fucked him up and humbled old boy.
Day drinking Don, son. I'll never forget that either.
That made me laugh so hard,
Don, bro. I'll never forget that either, dog.
I gave him so much credit for day drinking Don, and then day drinking Don knocked him out.
He did. Yeah, I think he did. Right. I think he submitted him, but like he
beat him.
Like,
but
he beat him.
It was so fucking funny, and I was like, "Damn, young boy's got to learn a lesson." He did. He ain't talked shit in a long time, and now he's just like, "I'm just gonna come out here and win these fights like he should." So good for him. But impressive fight for Hernandez. Jocko decisions Misha Cirkunov. I was super. I was kind of let down by this fight. First of all, Misha got more takedowns than Jocko. And the numbers striking wise are pretty similar. So I have no idea what the judges were looking at. But I was also doing this, looking at here, doing some shit, looking at the fight, doing some shit. And I was kind of pissed off that no one got knocked out in that one because I thought someone should have gone to sleep. But whatever. Nico Price over Alex Oliveira. And that might be Oliveira's ticket out of the UFC, if I'm not mistaken. He was already out and they came back with his fight.
It might be. He's a fun fighter, though. This was a good fucking fight. I will say, fucking the Brazilian Cowboy is always in fun fights. I mean, he'll be fighting for a belt anytime soon, but that motherfucker is always in good fights. I'll give him that.
I kind of hope to keep him around just for that reason. That guy's never boring.
Same.
Kevin Holland and Kyle Dawkins go to do a draw. Now, did you
this
did
was
see,
wild.
Right. So I thought it should have been. I mean, I look, technically still a no contest order. No one really won. But that headbutt knockout, like when he headbutted him, and it was not on purpose, I don't think, right?
No,
it didn't look on purpose to me. They clash and Kevin drops, and you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, look, I think so. Look, in hindsight, the fight should have stopped right there.
Mm-hmm.
I know we all would have been upset, including Kevin Holland, but at the very least, the fight should have been stopped or halted for a moment. Just like if you get a kicked in the nuts or poked in the eye, and then maybe they give him 5 minutes or whatever, and if he feels good, they restart the fight or whatever. But I can't be too upset with the referee because that's a lot to see. It happened really quick. I barely noticed it fucking on a fucking high def camera the first time it happened.
Mm-hmm.
And they just sort of, to Kevin Holland's credit, man, he got knocked completely unconscious, hit the ground. Came right the fuck to, obviously hurt badly, but came right to, sort of got right back up, right, sort of tried to fight off the fucking choke and shit. Who was it? Murgliata? Who was the fucking ref in there?
Dan
Murgliata?
Murgliata, yeah. Because Herb Dean was explaining to him that why should be a no contest. And to be fair, it was ruled a no contest. It says draw on Google. It was a no contest.
Yeah, and so at the end of the day, I think they got it right. I do think it should have been no contest. I think Kevin Holland got knocked out. I think they should run it back.
Yep.
It probably should have just got stopped.
They are going to run it back, by the way. I know that. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but they are going to run it back. I don't remember when, but they did rebook that fight.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken. So, yeah.
So that's the right thing to do, which is good. I think, again, in a perfect world, it would have got stopped right afterwards, and they would have gave Kevin Holland, 5 minutes to reset, get his bearings, and then start the fight again. But it is what it is. At least they did count it as it just shouldn't be a fucking loss for Kevin Holland. Sorry. Right. And sorry, Kyle Dawkins. I know you did what you were supposed to do. You kept fighting, you got the finish. But at the end of the day, you're not allowed to headbutt. And quite frankly, even though it is what it is, you didn't mean to do it. So
it was on purpose.
Like you did sort of close your eyes and swing and accidentally catch the target. Like you literally hit the top of your head. That was not what you were trying to do. So congratulations for landing it, but that was a really weird sort of finish. I think the only proper thing to do is run it back.
100%. Real quick, if you're on the YouTube stream and it's being choppy for you, whatever, go to keyboardwarriorsmma.com. On the left side of the post, it'll have the date, it'll have the show, it'll have this square on it. And if you scroll down, there's Twitch, Twitter, and Facebook. You can go to all those, and apparently for a lot of people, it's a better stream. So go check it out if you're having trouble on YouTube. So yeah, no, you're right. Then they rebooked it. They'll run it back, see how it goes. And then the main event, Johnny Walker, Thiago Santos. Santos gets a decision win over Walker. My thought process going into that fight was, okay, someone's gonna get knocked out here, right? It's that kind of fight. And then I don't know who the announcer was. Says it's scheduled for 25 minutes, but it's very unlikely we get to that point. The second he said that shit, and I'm at the grocery store watching the main event on my phone. Okay, I'm getting groceries. Saturdays, just happen to be, it's early in the day, it happened to be family time, and we're getting groceries, and I'm watching it, pushing the fucking cart. And as soon as he said that, I was like, "You son of a fucking bitch!" Now this is definitely going decision. Yep. My wife's next to me, right, and she watches fights too, and she's like, "There's no way that's Thiago Santos." Because she watched his fights. Someone's gonna get knocked out. And I'm like, nope, just jinxed it. Just fucking jinxed it. And guess what fucking happened? 25 minutes of what the fuck? So, Santos gets the win. Good for him. Johnny Walker, I don't understand. And I don't want to put down Straight Flash Gym or SBG, Coach Kavanaugh and all that. But, man, that dude went over there and did not improve at all. Like, he improved nothing. And a lot of people are going after Kavanaugh, not only for him but also for Connor. But like, I guess I'm changing the what we're focusing on at this point in the show. But do you put any weight on that John Kavanaugh might not be the right coach for a lot of these guys?
I mean, listen, maybe I do. Hindsight is 20/20.
Exactly.
It's easy to be a keyboard warrior or a fucking couch fucking monster and sit there and be an armchair quarterback or what have you. I think the idea of what they were trying to do with Johnny Walker was correct. I think they were trying to rein him in, get him to be less reckless, get him to be more focused, more of a pinpoint striker. And to be fair, I think we saw that. The problem with that, in my opinion, again, hindsight being 20/20 and all, I think Johnny Walker operates best when fucking the book gets thrown out the fucking car window.
Way more fun.
Now, he also can get knocked out. That can happen. That it was like with the Ryan Spann fight. He was kind of getting his ass whipped until he wasn't. But I think if you're going to coach Johnny Walker, you've got to you can try to tighten up things here and there, but at the end of the day, what makes Johnny Walker special, what allowed him to get the finishes that he did get in the UFC in the beginning, was that he was a wild man, that he threw caution to the wind. I think it got him finished as well, if I'm not mistaken. I think he did get finished in one of those crazy fights and exchanges. But that's the thing. Live by the sword, die by the sword. If you have one of those fights, and look, he tried it. He tried to not do that. He tried to be reserved. He tried to just strike and pinpoint. And look, he did all right, but he lost the decision. If I'm his coach, I'm like, all right, fuck it. I don't want to say completely go balls to the wall, but at certain points in the fight, you're going to have to just do you. The spinning elbows, the flying knees, the wild, crazy, unorthodox shit that makes you a very dangerous person in that cage. You don't want to lose that because that's what you're actually good at. Like, he's a big fucker, right? What is he, 6'3", 6'4"?
He's tall as shit, yeah.
He's a huge guy, and he kicks and hits hard. So I'm sure people look at him and they think, oh, we'll take this frame and we'll turn him into this. But again, at the end of the day, what makes him dangerous in that cage, in my opinion, was his fucking, his awkwardness, his fucking ability to throw all that wild shit out there. And quite frankly, to just jump in the frying pan and to allow himself to put himself in the position to get knocked out. Now, look, did he do that in this fight? No. That's why he didn't get knocked out. But it's also why he didn't get the knockout. He never, threw himself in the fire in order to really land one of those big shots that he needed to put Thiago Santos down. Again, it prevented him from getting put down. But what we don't want is this. If I'm Johnny, so look, if you're Johnny Walker's coach, maybe you take this fight. And Kavanaugh's getting shit, but he's probably like, hey, man, kiss my ass. My dude didn't get knocked out. Fight could have went our way.
Right.
I thought he did everything good. If I'm Johnny Walker's manager, all due respect, fuck that. Next fight, I need you to go back to fucking Matt Brown, Vanderlei Silva status. Because let me tell you something.
6'6", he's taller than John Jones.
There you go. He's a fucking biggin. Matt Brown has made a very successful career of being a 50-50 fighter in the UFC just by coming out like a goddamn dog in every fight. Again, I forget who the fuck we just said about 2 minutes ago, but Matt Brown's one of those guys that he's always fucking exciting. He's still getting fights. He's well past his
50 years old. Jesus.
Right. But he's such a dog that it's like, yeah, give him that fight, bro. Like, he's never been in a boring fight. He's still getting work because of that. So in my opinion, if you want to keep your career right, you probably ain't gonna be champ, bro. Like, let me just break it to you. You caught the. I know now's the time to make a run for it because Jan's kind of holding it for John, whatever the case may be for now. But I would say just go for being a fan favorite, and who knows, maybe you get a couple big knockouts and you do get that belt. But otherwise, at least you don't get this. This was horrible. This was you lost a fight that everybody didn't really like, and most people are indifferent about. Worst case scenario, you're better off balls to the wall. Holy shit, you rocked Tiago and then he put you to sleep, but goddamn it, you came at him with a flying knee and threw the kitchen sink at him. I would have liked that a lot more and been looking forward to both of these gentlemen's next fight more than that damn shit we saw on Saturday.
Alex Oliveros, who you're talking about, was an exciting motherfucker. But I mean, we've seen a lot of guys hang on in the UFC. They were just exciting dudes. I mean, I'll argue, people will get mad at me for it. But Carlos Condit was in the UFC a lot longer than I thought he should have been, just based off exciting fights.
Sure.
You know,
and he always was exciting. He's another one.
Always exciting.
Name a book. There were fights that were less good than others, but name a boring Carlos Condit fight. Name one that sucked. You know what I mean? Like
hold on, let me get it. That was a glorified sparring match. It wasn't fun. I don't really like. I would love to ask, like, oh, what's next for Santos? I don't care because he just. I mean, his baby. Hey, congratulations, Santos and Kanatskaya. I think baby girl's coming. He's super excited. I love to see guys that are about to be fathers that are excited about it. Good for them. But as far as like, oh, he's gonna go for a title shot, no, not off of that.
And to be fair, they both really dropped the ball here because 205 is wide open right now.
Huge.
Jan and fucking Glover are fighting for the belt in the goddamn Senior Citizen Bowl. If one of you poor pricks could have actually had a big performance here, 205 is ripe for the taking. And let me tell you something. Don't kid yourself for a second right now and thinking that let me tell you something. If you're at 205 right now, the dream fight is still John Bones Jones. Make no mistake about it. When he finally gets in that cage with Francis or Cyril or whoever it is, if I'm Jan or Tom Vicker, whoever I am at 205, I got the belt. I'm wearing a fucking Francis Ngannou jersey. I want to see him because what happens when fucking John Jones gets knocked out of heavyweight? You guessed it. He comes back to 205 to reclaim his throne, and I can be sitting there waiting. This is what I've been waiting for. John don't want to fight Glover or fucking the dick with the big hammer on his chest.
Johnny Bones.
But you fight all those guys so that when that prick has to eventually come back to 205, you're the guy that gets like that's all they're fighting for right now at 205 is the return of John Jones. Whoever it's hot potato with that belt, whoever's holding the belt when daddy's ready to come home, you will get a nice little payday behind it. And if you actually beat him, then you become the real fucking light heavyweight champion. It might be on to something.
Not only that, you just took Johnny Bones' shine. Although you could argue Johnny Bones is fucking his career up on his own. But we talked about it last week, so we'll see whatever comes of that. All right, Dave asked about it. So Aspen Ladd, did you see the video of her weighing in?
No, what happened? I have no idea what happened.
So she missed weight. So she came in at 141, something like that, 140 something. First, with clothes on. Then they bring the hoop of shame, whatever you want to call it. She gets on it and she comes up at 137. However, I got the video somewhere. What the fuck? However, unfortunately for her, here it is. I'll see if I can play it on here. You won't get any sound, but hopefully you at least see the. It's one of those like you cut too much fucking weight, and she was shaking like a motherfucker. See, I'll pull this up bigger. Here we go. You see it right there? Just this shit.
Oh no, I can't see nothing. You dropped it.
Well, I dropped it. Oh, fuck me. My bad. It went. Oh, I guess I can't full screen this shit.
Oh,
You see
yeah.
it?
Yeah. I can see it now.
All right, let me pull it back. Here we go. She's on it. Hands are up. She's doing this shit. If you can't hear it, go to my Twitter and just go to the media part and scroll down. You see the video. You can hear the fucking scale shaking, right? Now
she's shaking like a leaf on a tree, Jack.
Like a motherfucker. So, a lot of people. There's two camps on this whole thing, right? There's she fucking got too much weight. By the way, she's had weight cut issues a lot, like lately. And she did that. She's doing this shit, whatever. That's one camp. The other camp, Misha Tate heads on that shit. She thinks that old girl was trying to do the DC towel trick by doing this shit. Oh, I'm falling, and grabbing on the curtain, which is possible because she went from like 140 whatever to 137. Like she almost weighed weight, right? So anyway, that happens. She misses weight. She's out of the fight. Macy Kielsen was like, "No, fuck, I'm not fighting that girl." You know why? Because if I lose, no one remembers this bitch fucking missed weight. So
right.
So I get that, right? Totally get it. Now,
yep.
I couldn't care. Look, I know Aspen Ladd is talented, and I would love to see her be successful, but I couldn't give less of a fuck about watching her fight because she's not interested in me, just me personally, right? But I did tweet something about it, which apparently pissed old girl off. So let me see if I can pull up the actual tweet I sent because it was stupid. So she put out this statement that she was just like, oh, I'm sorry I missed weight. I should be more of a professional, yada yada, whatever the fuck. And then there was let me see. Here we go. Okay, so there was. This is what I tweeted. Okay, so she put out this whole statement talking about I sacrificed so much. It wasn't a 3-month camp. It was like a 5-month camp, but it came down to 1 pound. And my point was this: I said swing and a miss on that Aspen wasn't about the pound because it wasn't. It was about the fact that you couldn't stand still long enough to win at 137. Other fighters missed and are still fighting. There was like 2 or 3 missed weight. There were 2 or 3 missed weights on the fucking card, and they all fought. Betch Kohea being one of them. Mm-hmm. But they're still fighting. But they weren't passing out on the scale. It's about your health. Best of luck. That's all I said. And this is what I came to the next day.
But
she got mad. Now it could be that it wasn't her. It could be that it was look, man, if you know some people in the industry, whatever, like managers and coaches sometimes, if not a lot of the time, handle their fighters' social media. It could have been that, right? Now, like, I have nothing personal against her, and I still don't. I couldn't care less that she blocked me. That's cool, whatever. But it was just weird, right? And maybe I shouldn't have like tweeted out the screenshot of her that she blocked me and shit. Because people started, oh, she's weak, she's this, she's that. I seriously think, look, if you're a fighter, you had a 5-month camp, you cut weight like a motherfucker, you nearly passed the hell out on the scale, didn't make weight, didn't get to fight, most importantly, didn't get paid, I would be a little upset too. So if I saw somebody try to tell me it's about your fucking health, best of luck, fuck you, like I'd be like, yo, fuck you too, bro. I wouldn't even read your fucking tweet. So I don't blame her for blocking me. I honestly have no problem with her blocking me if it was her. If it was her coaches and her manager, I don't know what to tell you. All right, y'all hurting your fighter more than anything. But Jesus, Dave, she's missed weight more than Mackenzie Dern, and Mackenzie Dern righted the ship quite clearly. She's overrated. I don't know about that, but she's good. She's good. I don't know. I don't think she's fought enough in the UFC to say she's overrated. One of Aspen's wins in the UFC was won via screaming loud.
I remember that.
Yeah. She blocks more people on social media than Tony Ferguson. Like I said, I don't know if it's her or if it's her fucking management or whatever the hell, but it doesn't matter. Honestly, to me, I don't get my feelings hurt. It's very hard to get my feelings hurt, so I didn't care. I'm more I feel I'm more sympathetic to her to her plight. So that's what happened with Aspen Ladd. She mad at me. Fine, it's cool. I have no problem with it. I hope she gets her camp together and gets her lifestyle together, because if you can't make weight at 135, we don't have a 45 division. They could lie to you and say there's a 45 division. We don't have a 45 division. We just have a 45 champion. That's it.
Well, yeah, and like, don't be mad at me that you was on the fucking scale looking like you were about to die. Shit, sorry. Yeah. Like, don't. Dude, I hate when motherfuckers like get mad when you point out some shit they did wrong. I ain't make you miss weight like that. I wasn't even really being a dick. I'm just like, yo,
dude,
It's about you being healthy. Don't get salty at me about it.
I watch, some people know this shit. I watch every weigh-in, like, because I happen to be at work and I happen to have like a partly desk job, not a lot of time, but partly desk job around those hours. I'm at a desk, so I put it on the computer and I watch it. So when I saw her weigh in, I was like, "Yo, what the fuck just happened?" I felt bad for her, but it is what it is, man.
Yeah, you know what, bro? For real, sometimes I be getting like, look, I really respect and appreciate what fighters do. I obviously respect and appreciate it, or I wouldn't be such a fucking fan of the sport and of all combat sports as far as that goes.
Yeah.
But I do get fucking annoyed sometimes about like everybody kissing fucking fighters' asses on shit. Like, get thicker skin. Like, oh, well, it's so hard to make weight and blah, blah. Bro, nobody asked you to be a fighter.
Right.
Go be an account. Like, don't ask me to feel sorry for you when you're cutting weight. All due respect, I didn't ask you to do that. I'm sure that's hard, but little Timmy that's got to go fucking work at the Cracker Barrel and fucking sling bacon for old fucking geriatrics all day long. That fucking sucked. Like, shall we feel bad for him because he got stuck with that job? Or fucking Susie that's got to go to the fucking dental hygiene office and let the dentist play with her ass all fucking day because it's how she feels. Like, a lot of people got shit. Nobody asked nobody to do nothing, bro.
Right.
Again, like when somebody passes away or when somebody gets hurt really bad or something, you feel really sorry for those people and stuff.
Yeah.
But like, as far as like fucking, we should feel sorry for Aspen Ladd because cutting weight's really hard. So the fuck what, bro? That's one part of your job and it's your job. You're being paid to do that. No, you signed up and are getting paid to do these things.
Signed up.
Don't fucking bellyache to me about it. And then if you lose a few, don't be like, oh God, I got the UFC, I got washed. Sorry, like I don't know what to tell you, bro. Like that, if it would have went the other way and you would have won and you was a multimillionaire now, can you give me some money? Can I have $100,000 of money? Oh no, because I didn't do none of that shit. Well, suck my dick since you lost. I didn't choose to be a fighter. Don't fucking hate on me. Don't be like, oh, cutting weight so hard. I don't give a shit. All due respect.
All due respect, man. Like, you signed up for that shit, bro. Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what to tell you.
So, like, my overall arching point with that is, since you missed weight, don't be mad at us for having an opinion on it. You're getting paid to be in that spotlight. You missed weight. We have an opinion. Sorry. Don't take it personally.
It is what it is, man. It's just, I think if you're gonna get in the public eye, and I've said this a lot of times, if you're gonna get in the public eye, MMA, NBA, NFL, and all that shit, you better be ready for all that kind of shit. You better have some thick skin because it's not gonna bode well for you if you don't. This is what it is. All right. Shit. Let's just get into this weekend very quickly because we're literally out of time.
Yep.
All right. Dern versus Rodriguez this weekend main event. It's an early card, if I'm not mistaken. As I pull up the card here.
Yeah, it is.
Nope, that's not it. Hold up.
I'm pretty sure it is an early card, though. I'm almost positive.
It should be. Here we go. Hey, I'm not even able to catch it because I'm gonna be out of town. All right, Mackenzie Dern versus Rodriguez. Prelims kick off at 10:30 a.m. So grab a burrito. 10:30 a.m. my time. It's what? 11, 12, 1:30 a.m. for you or p.m. for you. Go grab a burrito, get some lunch, get going. Steve Garcia against Charlie Ontiveros with a wild fucking haircut. That's his hair, goddamn. Lupita Godinez against Silvana Gomez Juarez. Charles Rosa back at him. I think he's a Boston guy taking on Damon Jackson, who's actually like a weird dude, but he actually wins fights. Alexander Romanov undefeated taking on Jerry Vandera and Chris Gutierrez against Felipe Corrales in the feature prelim. The main card kicks off at 1 p.m. Pacific time. It's 4 p.m. Eastern time. Kicking off with Mr. Phil Hawes against Dern Win. Very quickly on Dern Win. If he makes weight, I'm going to celebrate because this motherfucker is, he's DC Junior. He's a thick motherfucker for 185, okay?
Yeah.
So, hopefully he makes weight. I'm sure he will, but I'm fingers crossed. Taking on Phil Hawes was actually fun to watch. Sabina Mazo against Maria Agapova. Then Tim Elliott continuing to fight at 125, even though he swore he would never fight at 125 again. Taking on Mateus Nicolau. Low-key, dope-ass fight. Definitely don't miss this one. Randy Brown taking on Jared Gooden. Another good one. No pun intended.
Fun
and
fight.
Mackenzie, and then Mackenzie Dern against Marina Rodriguez. Solid fight. Mackenzie Dern still trying to make her her way up the ladder to take on who's the strawweight champion? Rose Namajunas. Jiu-jitsu wise, that'd be a fun fight if that ever happens. Rose was Dern, but hands wise, Rose about to put it down on old girl. So that's just what it is.
Yeah, I think MMA in general, for now, I'm sorry, I just think Rose pieces her. I think, obviously, in a pure jiu-jitsu competition, I think Mackenzie Dern would probably get the best of Rose. But in a fight, I think Rose has enough jiu-jitsu acumen to not get caught in any horrible positions. And if she gets caught in a bad position, to keep her cool to get to the end of the round, and all fights start on the feet. So Mackenzie's been cute, but yeah, I don't know if she's ready for Rose just yet. Regardless of what happens in this fight.
Yeah, a lot of people aren't ready for Rose, but she's getting Weili Zhang anyway, so that'll be another interesting fight. All right, anything else you want to talk about before we get out of here? I'll check the headlines here real quick on Junkie.
Wilder and
Wilder. Oh my god!
Because listen, this card is cute. Biggest fight of the weekend by a country mile.
Easy.
Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, the trilogy, part 3. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The first fight. Look, basically, Tyson Fury has outboxed Deontay Wilder every round they fought, except for that one round when Deontay almost killed him in the first fight. He fucked him from the grave like the Undertaker. That fight's an absolute classic. Goes to a draw. That's the first fight. The second fight, they come back. Tyson starts training with Sugar Hill. He decides to be more of an offensive, power punching fighter. And it fucking works, and he stops Deontay in 7 rounds, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep. Completely
fucking dominated him in that second fight. I don't know if Deontay landed one significant punch in that fight.
Oh, no, he looks shocked.
Now, he's made a ton of excuses about why all that happened. I, for one, am pretty stoked. At first, I didn't think we really needed this trilogy. Everyone was sacked about the AJ fight. Again, I don't know how much of a boxing heads we all are here right now. But AJ just fought Anthony Joshua, just fought Alexander Usyk, and he lost surprisingly the decision to him. So that sort of
bummed me the fuck out.
Me too. It shoots the big fight in the foot.
Yeah.
But heavyweight boxing is exciting as fuck right now.
Yes,
the
sir.
fact that Usyk prick won, and the fact that Deontay Wilder, at the very least, has a chance in this fight makes it terribly exciting. Make no mistake about it. Tyson Fury is the better boxer, and he should win this boxing match. But what I love about this fight is exactly what happened in the 12th round of their first fight. To Deontay's point, he's got a great quote. Tyson has to be great for fucking 12 rounds, whatever it is, 38 minutes, 36 minutes, or whatever. He has to be perfect for 36 minutes. I have to be perfect for 1 second. Deontay has to land one punch and the fight's over. Tyson, now to be fair, Tyson did stop him with strikes. He doesn't necessarily have to last 12 rounds. He can finish Wilder over a few rounds of a cumulative punishment. And look, Tyson's bigger than Wilder. He may not be the power puncher he is, but bro, when you're 6'9", you hit hard.
Hard as fuck.
You hit hard when you're 6'9", Jack. That's a fact of fucking science and nature. Now bring in the fact that the gypsy prick's been fucking punching people in the face since he's been 3.5. Yes, make no mistake about it. Deontay is the stronger, harder puncher because he's probably a once in a fucking lifetime generation power puncher, and that's no bullshit. I don't know what he's got, like 40 wins, like fucking 39 of them by knockout, and he almost snuffed out Tyson in their first fight. The motherfucker has other fucking worldly power. But Tyson Fury has proved impossible to fucking put down.
No, he's you're right, dude. And I like that quote from Fury. I gotta be perfect for 1 second, like, because it's 100% true. All he's gotta do is land one heavy ass shot. Now, I mean, you and I both saw the first fight where he dropped him, got knocked out, and fucking Fury popped up. I don't know if you've seen the promos of this fight, but there's one where they have Wilder up close in the camera and shit, and just like, I dropped him, I hit him real hard, I saw the eyes were the back of his head, I thought it was over. And then they asked Tyson Fury, it's just like, were you out? He goes, yes. And I appreciate the shit out of that. The honesty from that man. And he's 100% right. He was not that. He was fucking gone. And then the next second, his eyes are open. He like looks around for like a quick, like he like you can see his eyes just looking around. He goes and looks around for a second. He hears the ref counting. He's like, "Oh shit!" Boom, Undertaker style, just right the fuck up, and goes. That was so. I mean, I think you and I were talking about that fight for like 30 minutes the next show because we were like, "Holy shit!" That was exciting as fuck.
Dude, I tell you what, regardless of what happens in this trilogy, I want to say it right now that I appreciate the fuck out of both of these guys.
Oh, dude.
Because, I mean, AJ's cute, Usyk's is cute, what was the fucking Anthony Ruiz, he's been cute.
Andy,
heavyweight, boxing in general has been very exciting, and heavyweight's had some characters. But Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, that's it, man. Both of them are incredible on their own. They're amazing boxers. They've got great personalities. They've got look, Tyson's story from being depressed. Tyson's story is literally the shit that you write movies about. And so is Deontay.
With Wilder's.
Deontay Wilder, he didn't start training until he was like fucking 22 or some shit like that.
He worked for Anheuser-Busch delivering beer while he was training.
Right. Wins the Olympics or some shit like that, like with next to no fucking experience, just an absolute natural fucking power puncher. They're polarizing opposites, and they came together. Like you said, that first fight was incredible. Deontay loses most of the rounds and then comes that close from knocking him out. I mean, he fucking thunderstruck. He hit him perfect with two up. He caught him with the famous right hand, and that slept Tyson. And as Tyson's fallen, you know, most people throw that second shot. It never lands. They always whiff with that second one. Giggop! He fucking rocked him with that hook on the way down. And bigger than shit, Tyson gets up and pretty much wins the rest of the 12th round. As insane as that is. Goes on to dominate the second fight. Here we are fighting ourselves in the third fight. They're both fucking, you know, Deontay swears up and down. He's got new trainers, so on and so forth. Tyson's been doing his rounds, giving the fucking interviews and stuff. I love it, man. Both of these guys deserve their flowers. They've done an incredible amount for heavyweight boxing, man.
I'll say this to close up that, I guess, sort of close up that, unless you have something to add, to sort of close up that segment. I've missed rivalries, real rivalries in combat sports, but in boxing in particular, we have not had one. People try to make one out of the AJ Andy Ruiz one. Andy fucked that up in the second fight. People wanted to make that about. They've been trying to make these. I mean, what was it, Vladimir? Fuck me, the one that's like he married that Hayden Panettiere girl.
Canelo Golovkin would have been one, but they fucking
would have been.
Got it. It would have been one, but they got it. They get the trilogy. We still low key want that trilogy.
Right.
Fuck, thanks.
But it's been, I would say, over 10 years since we had a real meaningful rivalry. We finally have one. It's about to end, unfortunately. And you know, and that's that. But it's great to see. Honestly, it's exciting, and you love it. Like when it comes to MMA, sure, we have Nate, Connor fucking Poirier. That's over at this point. We have a lot of rivalries, right? But in boxing is different. For some reason, it's a different feel when you have a real rivalry like this one. At the end of the day, these two guys are gonna get together when hopefully they make it to the 80s and 90s. They're gonna hang out. They'll do some kind of like documentary. At the end of the documentary, they'll kick back, share a beer, and like, hey man, that was dope what we did. Like we changed the game at the time where it needed to be saved. We saved it. Click the beers, kick them back, and just hang out. And that's what you want out of these guys. You really do.
I completely agree too, man. I think you put it very well. Rivalry. It's been a long time. I think this is probably the best rivalry in heavyweight boxing.
Oh yeah.
Since Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson.
Yes, sir. No, 100%. That's accurate.
This is fun, man. This is big. I cannot think of the last time I was excited for three different, and each fight has different. The first one was amazing because nobody wanted to fight Deontay Wilder. AJ kept shooting that mouth off. He kept making up excuses. And bigger than shit, Tyson Fury. I mean, it gives me chills talking about the story. Like, Tyson Fury's literally a cunt hair away from suicide. He weighs 400 pounds. He's fucked out of his mind. He hears Deontay Wilder call him a bum and say that he'll never get it together. Who's Tyson Fury? And the motherfucker says, I put my running shoes on. I went out and I went on a run. And I never forced cocksucking motherfucking dump. He never stopped running. He lost the weight. He fought a couple bums. He took a year and a half, lost 100 pounds. He got the fight with Deontay, goes the distance. The rest is history. what an incredible fucking
Great
story,
story.
man.
Great
What
story.
an incredible story. And it all comes to a fucking culmination this Saturday night on pay-per-view. I'll be fucking looking for the nearest stream, but like I wouldn't miss it for all the stuff. I tell you what, this one I'll keep it a beam with you.
I'll pay for
these nuts. Right. I'm gonna look for a stream, you understand me? Because there's rough times out here. But if I can't find one, this is one of those fights that I'll pay for. I ain't fucking missing it. I will buy it if I have to, goddammit. I ain't missing this one.
I'll tell you what, my wife's gonna be mad at me. We're going to a wedding in the middle of Texas on Saturday, and I'll be doing this shit during the whole fucking thing. Yes, sir. I'll be doing that the whole time. Because you're right, I am not missing this fucking fight for anything. All right. We're coming more comments and we'll get out of here. You should listen to Andrew Schultz podcast titled Greatest MMA Journalist Ever. So funny. So Andrew Schultz is a comedian and he's funny as shit. First of all, he's funny as hell. But he's also very, very, very intelligent. Like, very intelligent. So he's doing, I don't know what got him. I guess MMA fans got on his ass on Twitter or something. And they went after his ass. And instead of backing up, he fucking stepped on the gas. Talking about he's the best MMA journalist ever. And he's hilarious. So I'm 100% on that, Dave. But I think someone sent me the screenshot and I didn't care. But yeah, it made me chuckle a little bit. I guess Helwani, the nose, maybe took offense to it, maybe didn't. We don't even know. But he was just, he kind of shit on Schultz a little bit, and people were going after Helwani, like, "Oh, are you jealous?" And he goes, "Oh no, are you letting the troll get to you?" And the nose is like, "Well, am I?" And I'm like, "You non-confrontational bitch, shut the fuck up. Stay in your lane. Let Schultz do his thing. He's more entertaining than you by a fucking country mile. I don't know what the equivalent is in Canada, but that shit. And fucking let it go, okay? Stop being a cunt. Start trying to be Helwani. That's just dumb as hell. All right, trying to be like a fucking what do you call it? Who's the weirdo dude? He's dating the girl.
The
schmo.
The schmo.
Stop trying to be the schmo. You're trying to be the schmo. It's not fucking working for you. Let it go.
Yeah, we've got one of those fucking pricks already.
We got probably too many of those assholes anyway. Yeah. All right. Okay. Now this one, I don't know what Bruce here is talking. Oh, hold on real quick. Ladd's nutritionist works with bodybuilders and fitness models. He has very little knowledge about MMA. There's your problem. All right.
Yeah.
Bruce says we gotta stop letting grown-ass men walk to the cage crying. Pathetic. New rule: man walks to cage in tears. Fight is called off. Nobody wants that shit. Thoughts? Who went to the cage crying? Or who went to the cage crying? Do you know?
No, I don't know. I don't know who he's particularly talking about.
Cowboys walkout. Oh, did Oliveira fucking?
Oh, yeah, the Brazilian cowboy. Yeah,
did he cry on the way to the cage?
Yeah. On the walkout, he was crying.
I didn't get to see it. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I sort of see what you're saying, but I mean, to be fair, Bob Trotter, some of these gentlemen and ladies are going through a lot of emotional shit. To Eddie's point earlier in the show, I think that maybe he also probably knew that he's getting towards the end of his UFC career, possibly, and a loss could have potentially put him out of a job. Maybe. Now he was crying before the loss, but maybe he was just fucking full of emotion, thinking if this don't go right, I'm back on the fucking unemployment line.
Yeah, no, it's oh boy, okay. Real quick, I got some breaking news, but I'll tell you in a second. No, it's nothing that we really give a shit about, honestly. But as far as him walking out crying, I never really paid too much attention to walkouts. So, like, I don't, unless it's like the main event, like Nick Diaz walking out last weekend, I think weekend before. Yeah. Crying about breathing too much. God damn, boy. Let the man have his babies. Okay. As long as he can pay for them, he's fine. I never paid attention to it. So I don't know, man. I mean, I guess it's a preference thing. I'm not sure. Real quick. Holly Holm out of next week's headliner versus Norma Dumont due to a knee injury. Hoping to return to action by the end of 2021. We're in October. Knee injury? You ain't coming back at the end of 2021, girl. That ain't happening.
Wait. So wait, hold on. Just for the record, then.
Yeah.
This Saturday night, Mackenzie Dern is the headliner.
Yeah. Next weekend is let me pull up next weekend.
Holly Holm.
It's supposed to be Holly Holm. October 16th, Holly Holm and Norma Dumont is the main event.
Who's the co-main on that card?
Andre Arlovsky and Carlos Felipe.
Woo-wee! Good Lord, buddy, you cocksucking MMA hardcores are going to earn your money that way. Don't worry, boys. I'll be there with you, but it ain't going to be fun. I might have to drink through that fucking card. Good Lord.
I'm going to be at Bellator 268 covering it. So, hey, I'm a journalist again, bro. All right. So
look at you.
I'm a journalist again. So I'm working. I'm working that entire fucking day.
Work it. That's a real clever way to get out of this shit card.
Oh yeah, I know. You know me. I'll watch it on Sunday because I have to because we got to talk about it. But still, is this weekend's main event the worst in UFC history or one after? Worst back to back anyway. You know what's funny? I would love to say. That's what I'm saying. Like I would love to say I could think of worse ones, but they were so bad I can't remember them like at all.
This one, look. This fight may be okay.
I like Bruce. This guy's being
both
good.
of these women have, good records. It's a big fight. But to his point, it's not very sexy on paper. I mean, this is, opening card, opening main card fight, maybe like, third fight. And I'm not talking about a pay-per-view. I'm talking about like a normal fight night card. Like this being a main event is a little strange, bro. Like when the buck stops at Mackenzie Dern. Yeah.
All right, so just on that point, I know we're late as fuck already, but just really quickly on that point, the weekend after Holmes versus Dumont, Paulo Costa, Marvin Vettori, Rose Clark versus Edwards, which I'm a Rose Clark fan, so
I ain't saying, but fuck,
good looking girl, but she's striker. She's fun.
And Chu Sung Woo, that'll be a good fight.
That'll be a good one. But then after that, 2 straight pay-per-views. Save your money, motherfuckers, if you're gonna be paying for it.
One of them's free. This one's
really?
Free. Yeah, this one's free.
Oh, ESPN Plus.
Yeah, yep. This one's free.
You're right. Okay, never mind. But you can still save your money.
Save your fucking money. But yeah,
save your money anyway. But look at this fucking card do for free. Jan Blachowicz versus Glover. Oh, it's because it's going to be ass crack at dawn for a lot of people. Jan Blachowicz versus Glover Teixeira. Peter Yan, Corey Sanhagen. It's supposed to be Aljo, but Aljo's out with a neck injury, which, again, who knows if he's coming back because neck injuries are a motherfucker. In fact, I think TJ said something about that. Islam Makhachev versus Dan Hooker.
Fire.
Dude, Dan Hooker, and not only is he fucking fighting Makhachev at 267, he's flying to Abu Dhabi for it. Jesus Christ. Volkov versus Tabora, the Leech versus Hamza Kimaev, and then Ankalaev versus Ozdemir. This is just a main card. I'm not even going to look at the prelims. Doesn't matter because it's a dope-ass card already for free. UFC 268, the weekend after. Madison Square Garden, New York. Frank Yeager, Marlon Vera, Sean Strickland, Luke Rockhold, Justin Gaethje, Michael Chandler, Doug Rose, Weili Zhang, Kamaru Usman versus Colby Covington. Okay? Suffer through these next 2 weekends and enjoy the next 3. Okay? Because Vettori Costa is going to be fun. And those next 2 cards are going to be fire.
The UFC is acting like a sneaky bitch right now. It's like she's fucking off being weird, but then she comes back and sucks your soul out your body. Like right when you're about to leave that hoe because she's doing some funny shit, that bitch gives you the blowjob of your lifetime and you ain't going nowhere. I was just to be like, God damn, UFC, it's 3 weeks in a row and this is some bullshit. And then they hit you with 2 power punches back to back, 2 fucking incredible cards. God damn, real talk. Y'all could have took 1 or 2 of these fights and put them on them goddamn cards the week before. Them cards are lackluster as fuck. I mean, shit. I would have took Chimaev, fucking hazmat.
Main event is
Mackenzie. Mackenzie can be co-main the fucking hazmat. What the fuck?
Yeah, no, 100%. UFC 268 looks great. Let's hope it all stays together. That's the hope. And and the MMA guys normally don't stick around like that, but don't help us out like that. But let's just hope for the best. After that, really quickly, because that's another fucking fire main event. Max Holloway versus Yair Rodriguez. So
Jesus Christ, yes.
Get ready, motherfuckers. The rest of the year is gonna be pretty fucking
3
dope.
Trash and then 3 fires. Let's go.
So I do understand the whole, the UFC's watered down. They probably are, but either way, is what it is. All right, we got through. Oh, and then this one, I would say Bellator 268. And I'm not saying this just because I'm going to be there, but I would say Bellator 268 might be more fun to watch next weekend than home. Well, now whoever replaces her,
bro. I don't even know who's on that card, and it probably is this home. Fuck.
Yeah. Either way. All right. Anything else you want to hit on before we get out of here?
Nope. We better get out of here before they fucking kick us off the air at this point.
Seriously. Shout out to Bruce. Appreciate the late questions. You dope. Dave Madden Otis is always here. Appreciate you, bro. Daniel Rodriguez hitting us up after jiu-jitsu. Look, I'm tired of shit after jiu-jitsu all the time. I never hop on anything. I go to sleep. So appreciate you hanging out with us for a little bit. Don McGuire, as always, man, respect. Appreciate you. Shout out to everyone that tunes in. Shout out to Adam Willis who shares this every single time on Facebook. Appreciate the fuck out you, bro. Shout out to Jesse. Jesse Rakaba hit me up this weekend. I freaking, people ask me about him all the time. He's doing all right. He's good. And everyone that tunes in, appreciate the fuck out of you guys. All right, shout out to everyone who tunes in. RipperWarriors.com, SpicePros.com. are the sponsors. KeyboardWarriorsMMA.com will take you to the landing page. All the links are on there. At Keyboard MMA for the show, at Kirby_MMA for Fred. I'm at Ela32. Our Instagrams at Keyboard Warriors MMA. And if you're a little bitch that keeps going on there complaining about, I can't believe you're putting out fight videos, these motherfuckers, they video edited it. All right. I just edited it with some fun shit and posted it. So eat a dick. And they're gonna keep reporting shit. I'm gonna have to make a new Instagram anyway. I'll put that out anyways. All right. So out of respect for Mr. Justin Thornton, rest in peace. Seriously, it's a sad thing to see someone pass away in any time, but in combat sports, especially something that, near and dear to our hearts, it's really the saddest thing that could happen. So rest in peace, Justin Thornton. All the best to him and his family, everybody. And because of that, we are not going to do an outro video, but we wish you guys all the best. Take care of yourselves and each other. Good night and good night, Wilshire.